Okay, so now I'm in Substance. I'm gonna say File, New, because I don't want to open a opened one. Say Select. Gonna come to that new low res one we made. Say Open, and say OK. I don't want to save my changes. We're just gonna open the frame up, and there it is. And we can see that we can test to make sure our textures are working okay. Yep, they're laid out, pretty straightforward in this case. Now it's a wasted space, and I get that, and if I knew that we were going to have this for a game, we could do it in quarters and just have it repeating. But for now, let's just, for the speedy sake, let's just get these in here like this. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is go to, and in case you guys don't have this, I guess I should close all these. You want to go to here, and you want to say Bake Mesh Maps, and you want to take the high res from here, and you're going to say New High, Open, and it doesn't really need ID channel because we don't have it set up anyway, and we're going to say change this to 2048 and bake. I should have named the object too. Okay. So now I have that. What I like to do is I like to take this sucker and dock it here, kind of like it used to be. It's really wide though. Hold on. Come on. There you go. And then I like to take my layers and drag them underneath it, like that. That way you can always get to it if I need to. If you want to add more types of things, if you didn't know, this is where you add in opacity, this is where you add in emissive layers and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm going to pull this up to the here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at some of these smart materials. And I'm going to show you how to save your brain here. So first material I'm going to use is wood, not beech, but let's do this one. I'm just going to drop it straight on here. Okay, so now I've got my substance texture on there decently. It's not quite what I was thinking. It's pretty flat, and that other one looked like it had at least lacquer on it, if not something metally. So I'm going to pretend it's metal, and I'm going to come in here and grab, did I use gold? I think I did use gold. Throw gold on here. Okay. So right off the bat, that's really gold, right? But the other thing is that it's because it's just like Photoshop, it's got a normal on it, so our normal layout, how the texture's being put on. So I'm going to change this to overlay, and now I get this bronzy kind of feel to it, and it feels kind of like it's a lacquer to me. I mean, it's still a little strong in the metal, and we can play with that. But the other thing is this is much stronger than it's going to end up being. This is just for the starting points. So if we look at how all these things work, you could see how this works, and it doesn't really do much. We could see how clouds and all this other stuff for metal is just a subtle effect, so we're going to keep that. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take and say put a mask on here that's black. So now I'm back to this base wood, right? I'm also, you know what, let me do this first. Let me get the colors that I want. So I'm going to change this to like, I don't know, 50. Oh, that's right, you can't do it that way. There. So again, it's not so bright and happy. And then I'm going to put that mask on there so we can see it. Black mask. Okay. Now I'm going to use my brush, and I'm going to go into this mask layer, and I'm going to pick a brush that I like. Oh, it's the other thing I usually put out is brushes. So this one. And that one can either be here, or be a jerk altogether. Wow. Can suck. Here, I gotta do it this way. Yes. Pull this out. Pull this out. There. That's what I was trying to do. Actually, I want to do the bottom half of this there. Okay. So I'm going to pick a brush, and to do that I'll go into my brushes, and I'll pick something that I like, let's do this dirt. And if I start painting right now, default, if I look at what it's painting, white, it's going to paint white on black. So as soon as I start painting, and I have more strength to it, change this back down a bit so we can see what we're doing, and we can adjust the subtleness later. And then I can tell it to do the spacing a little bit less so it's thicker. And I'm just going to come in and start painting in where, remember, but this is brighter than it's going to be. I'm going to turn it down after I get where I want it to be. And then maybe I'll put the spacing out so it feels a little bit more random, and I can make it even bigger. Just kind of do this. I'm just kind of getting a feel, and it should hit the higher ones pretty strong, so I'm kind of doing that. And maybe I'm not crazy about this brush, so I'll come in here and I'll pick something. Dirt spots, dirt splash. Let's try that, and let's see what this does. That's really strong. So this one I might take the spacing way off. Okay, and then I'm going to actually pick there we go. Just remember that it's going to be stronger than it ends up being. And then I could turn it sideways and get some of this. Turn it sideways and get some of this. Also, I'm going to turn down some of the wood grain because it's too much. Take some of these and come in here. Just playing around, trying to get a good layer on here that's not perfect. Okay. So if I look at it, if you push Alt, sorry, if you right mouse button and Shift, it'll move your light around. I think I have this set to a green tone on one, but so I get an idea of what I want. I can do a little bit more mouse clicking in here. Okay, so it's not bad. It's just pretty blah at this point. So what do I need to do? I need to make it even more exciting. First off, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to come to the grunge passes that bother me. It's the wood fibers. See, if I turn those off, they go away completely. I'm not really crazy about them going away completely. But I'm going to drop this down to, like, I don't know, 35. So they're not so forced upon us that they're there, maybe. And I could even come down to that layer's Instagram position and stuff. I mean, it's fine for now. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I want to have some areas that are white in it, and I also want to have some areas that look like they're cracked lacquer stuff. So what I did for that is I came in and I looked for smart materials first, and I did this wood beach, and I take it and I drag it on here, and it goes right on top of it. And it's not bad. Obviously, it's not what we're looking for. We want to take this to black mask, okay? And now I want to do some like there's some scratches and maybe there's some white stuff peering through. So I'm going to go back to my brushes, and I'm going to take something that's let's try this one. In this case, I'm not, see, those are too straight. If I did it like this, it would, oops, I undid, and it got rid of what I did. Thank you. So that was really screwy. Okay. Black. Okay. I'm going to change that brush this time. You know, it may just have to be that we do it by hand. So I'm gonna come in here and do, I don't really like it. Maybe some scratch points here. Yeah, something scratched off in there. You know, just trying to beat it up, not a lot. We're just trying to get something in here. And don't forget, we can always go back, and since we're just working in black and white, and come back in and go to here and turn off some of them so they're not so bad, you know, and just make them less easy to see, and then do some other of these scratches that aren't exactly perfect, and then go all the way to black and get rid of some of them, and then come back to medium gray and put some of them in there. It's all just like a mask. You know, one of the things I like about this one is that when I change it to a different brush, like let's do dirt spots again, I can make it feel like at this gray level, it's not almost that, it's getting dusty collected areas and stuff. So, okay. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is give it some black cracks, because if it is lacquer or whatever, then I want to have that feeling in there. Also, I think this gold armor is just a little too strong, like we talked about, so I'm going to go back to 50. Oh, that's right, I got to type it in. There. And I also think what I did on my other one is I said I didn't like the base color. I brought it down a bit. Yeah. I think this may be too strong, and rather than going and refix it by hand, which I should probably do, but I'll just do it that way. And see how it's getting this cool kind of broken up, but you're still seeing the designs of everything. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so I'm going to throw away this layer. I'm going to do another layer. This one's going to be a fill, and it's going to be black, like that. And we're going to turn off everything. Well, we'll leave the height in there. Everything but the color and height. And then we're going to go back and black mask it. And then there's a cool one in here called cracks. It's right here. Yeah, cracks. Interesting. We'll click on that. And now I'm going to take this sucker and in the grayscale, we're going to go turn up our hardness. Interesting. And there. Okay, so it's not working. So what we can do it another way. We can just do it through here. I just did this last time, but whatever. And then take that and make it cracks, and just do the cracks again. Turn this off, so now it's just a blank layer at the top. Pull back out. And then make the color black. Make the height and rough and metal. Doesn't matter at this point. We just want those two. And we want the height to be negative. There we go. And it may be too much. You can play with it, but yeah, this is too much. So let's do -0.1. Let's see what that does. We want the cracks in there, but we don't necessarily want them to be completely readable, as like big cracks of lacquer or whatever. One's too slow, too small. And there you go. So that's basically what I did. And then we'll do the plates in a second here. So what we need to do after we do this is get this texture out of here and play with that. And we'll do that in the next video.